A man walked into work one morning. He smiled. He greeted everyone. He looked fine. But inside, he felt tired. Not because of his job, not because of money, because he was living a life that did not feel like his own. He said yes when he wanted to say no. He stayed silent when something felt wrong. He spent years trying to earn respect from other people. But he forgot something important. He forgot to respect himself. Hello, my friend. I'm glad you're here today. In this video, we will talk about a quiet power that can change your life. The power of self-respect. It helps you make better decisions. It helps you build healthier relationships. And it helps you stay strong when life becomes difficult. Many people search for confidence. Many people search for success. But few people realize that both often begin with self-respect. Today, we will explore how people lose it, how they build it, and why it matters more than most people think. And before this video ends, you may discover that the respect you are looking for has been inside you all along. Part 1. What self-respect really means. Let's start with a simple question. What is self-respect? Many people think it means confidence. Others think it means being strong. Some think it means making other people admire you. But self-respect is much simpler than that. Self-respect is the way you treat yourself. It is what you do when nobody is watching. The man from our story did not understand this. For years, he believed that respect came from other people. If people liked him, he felt good. If people approved of him, he felt valuable. But there was a problem. The feeling never lasted. He always needed more approval, more praise, more attention. One day, he made an important discovery. The people around him were not the real problem. The real problem was that he did not trust himself. He often made promises. I'll start tomorrow. I'll take better care of myself. I'll stop accepting things that make me unhappy. But he rarely followed through. Slowly, he stopped believing his own words. Think about a friend who breaks every promise. Would you trust that person? Probably not. Now think about yourself. Do you trust yourself? That question is at the heart of self-respect. Because every time you keep a promise to yourself, trust grows. And when trust grows, self-respect grows too. People with self-respect are not perfect. They make mistakes. They fail sometimes. But they try to live by their values. They try to be honest with themselves. They understand that their time, energy, and life matter. Before we continue, if you enjoy lessons like this, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us create more content for English learners around the world. Now here is a truth worth remembering. The way you treat yourself teaches others how to treat you. And many people learn that lesson too late. Because self-respect is rarely lost in one big moment. It is usually lost in small moments, repeated again and again. Let's talk about those moments next. Part 2. Small ways. People lose self-respect. Most people do not lose self-respect in one day. They lose it little by little. That is why it is often hard to notice. The man from our story did not wake up one morning and decide to stop respecting himself. It happened through small choices, one choice at a time. At work, he often agreed to things he did not want to do. He was afraid of disappointing people, so he kept saying yes. In his relationships, he stayed quiet when something bothered him. He did not want conflict, so he ignored his feelings. Each choice seemed small, but together they created a pattern of putting himself last. Over time, he began to feel frustrated, not with other people, with himself. Many people make the same mistake. They ignore their own needs. They accept treatment they know is wrong. They keep waiting for the right time to speak up. But that time never comes. Imagine a small leak in a bottle of water. One drop does not matter. Neither do 2 drops. But if the leak continues, the bottle eventually becomes empty. Self-respect often disappears the same way. Not all at once. One drop at a time. There is another habit that damages self-respect. Comparison. Many people spend their lives looking at others. Someone has more money, a better job, a bigger house, a more exciting life. And suddenly, they feel less valuable. But comparison is a game nobody wins. There will always be someone ahead of you, and someone behind you. The goal is not to become someone else. The goal is to become the best version of yourself. The good news is this: the same small actions that weaken self-respect can also rebuild it. A promise kept, an honest conversation, a moment of courage. These things may seem small today, but they can change the way you see yourself. And when the way you see yourself changes, something else begins to change too. Your decisions, your relationships, and even your future. Let's explore that in the next part. Part 3. Why self-respect changes your life. A few months later, the man noticed something different. His life was not perfect. He still had problems. He still faced challenges. But he felt stronger inside. The reason was simple. He had started respecting himself, and that changed the way he made decisions. In the past, he often asked, "What will other people think?" Now he asked a different question. What is the right choice for me? That small change made a big difference. He stopped saying yes to everything. He stopped trying to please everyone. He began making choices based on his values, not his fears. Self-respect changes your relationships too. People often treat you based on what you allow. If you accept disrespect again and again, many people will continue to disrespect you. But when you value yourself, you begin to set healthy boundaries. You show others how you expect to be treated. Some people will respect those boundaries. Others may not. And that tells you a lot about who belongs in your life. Self-respect also changes the way you handle failure. Before, the man saw every mistake as proof that he was not good enough. One mistake could ruin his whole day. Sometimes it ruined his whole week. But now he saw things differently. He understood that making a mistake does not make you a failure. It makes you human. That simple idea gave him peace. Imagine a tree during a storm. The wind is strong. The rain is heavy. The branches move in every direction. But the roots stay firm. Self-respect works like those roots. It keeps you grounded when life becomes difficult. Without it, every criticism feels personal. Every setback feels permanent. With it, you can face challenges without losing yourself. The man did not become stronger because life became easier. He became stronger because he changed the way he saw himself. And once that happened, another challenge appeared. He knew what he wanted. He knew what mattered. Now he had to learn one difficult skill. He had to learn how to say no. And that is where many people struggle the most. Part 4. Learning to say no without guilt. One Friday afternoon, the man was preparing to go home. He had worked hard all week. He was tired. He was ready to rest. Then a coworker came to him. "Can you help me finish this?" the coworker asked. A few months earlier, the answer would have been easy. He would have said yes. Not because he wanted to, because he felt guilty saying no. But this time, he paused. He thought about his own plans, his own needs, his own limits. Then he politely said, "I'm sorry, but I can't today." The coworker nodded and walked away. That was it. No argument, no disaster, no problem. On the way home, the man realized something important. The fear had been bigger than the reality. Many people struggle with the same thing. They believe saying no will make others angry. They believe it will damage relationships. They believe it will make them look selfish. So they keep saying yes, even when they feel exhausted, even when they feel unhappy, even when they know they should stop. But every time you ignore your limits, you pay a price. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but eventually you feel drained. Your energy disappears, your frustration grows, and your self-respect becomes weaker. Think of your energy like a phone battery. Every task uses a little power. Every responsibility uses a little more. If you never recharge, the battery eventually reaches zero. The same is true for people. You cannot give endlessly without taking care of yourself. That is why healthy boundaries matter. Boundaries are not walls. They are guidelines. They help protect your time, energy, and peace of mind. People with self-respect understand this. They are kind. They are helpful. But they also know their limits. They know that saying no to one thing often means saying yes to something more important. And every time they honor those limits, their self-respect grows stronger. Because self-respect is not built when life is easy. It is built when you choose what is right, even when it feels uncomfortable. And once you learn that skill, the next step becomes clear. You must turn self-respect into a daily habit. Part 5. Daily habits that build self-respect. Many people want more self-respect, but they often look for a quick solution. They want one big change, one big success, one moment that transforms everything. The truth is much simpler. Self-respect is built through daily habits. The man from our story learned this lesson slowly. He stopped waiting for a perfect future. Instead, he focused on what he could do each day. Every morning, he made a small plan. Every evening, he reviewed his day. These habits were simple, but they helped him stay accountable. One of the most powerful habits was keeping small promises. Notice the word small. Many people try to change too much at once. They set huge goals. Then they become overwhelmed. Then they quit. The man chose a different approach. If he promised himself a 20-minute walk, he took it. If he planned to read for 10 minutes, he read. If he decided to study English, he studied. Small actions, done consistently. Over time, those actions built trust, and trust built self-respect. Another habit was changing the way he spoke to himself. In the past, he was his own worst critic. One mistake could ruin his mood. He would tell himself, "I'm not good enough. I always fail." But those words never helped him improve. They only made him feel weaker. So he changed his approach. He became honest, but also kind. When he made a mistake, he asked, "What can I learn from this?" Instead of, "What's wrong with me?" That small change made a big difference. There was one final habit. At the end of each day, he asked himself a simple question. Did I respect myself today? Not every day was perfect. Sometimes the answer was no. But the question kept him aware. And awareness creates growth. Because you cannot change what you refuse to see. Months passed. The man was not a completely different person, but he was becoming someone he trusted, someone he respected, and that may be one of the greatest gifts in life. Because when you trust yourself, you stop depending on constant approval from others. And that leads to the final step of this journey, becoming someone you are truly proud of. Part 6. Becoming someone you are proud of. The man had spent years looking for respect. He looked for it in other people's opinions. He looked for it in praise. He looked for it in approval. But none of those things lasted. Sooner or later, he always felt empty again. Then he learned an important lesson. The respect he needed most was his own. That realization changed the way he lived. He stopped trying to impress everyone. He stopped comparing himself to other people. He stopped asking, "What do they think about me?" and started asking, "What do I think about myself?" That question became a guide for his life. Whenever he faced a difficult choice, he asked himself, "Will I be proud of this decision tomorrow?" Sometimes the answer was yes. Sometimes it was no. But the question helped him stay true to his values. Many people believe they need to be perfect before they can respect themselves. That is not true. Nobody is perfect. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone fails. Everyone has moments of weakness. Self-respect is not about perfection. It is about honesty. It is about taking responsibility. And it is about continuing to move forward after a setback. Think of a sculptor creating a statue. Every day, the sculptor removes a small piece of stone. The change is hard to see. But over time, something beautiful appears. Character is built the same way. One choice at a time. One habit at a time. One day at a time. The man did not become a new person overnight, but he became a better version of himself, a version he could trust, a version he could respect. And that gave him something he had been searching for all along: peace. Not because life was perfect, but because he no longer felt divided inside. His actions matched his values. His choices matched his beliefs. And that created a quiet confidence that nobody could take away. In the end, self-respect gave him more than confidence. It gave him freedom. The freedom to live honestly. The freedom to be himself. And the freedom to become someone he was truly proud of. As we come to the end of this video, let's remember one simple truth. Self-respect is not built in a single moment. It is built in the choices you make every day. The choice to keep your word. The choice to be honest with yourself. The choice to protect your time, energy, and values. The man in our story did not change because he became richer. He did not change because life became easier. He changed because he learned to respect himself. And once that happened, everything else began to improve. Perhaps there is a lesson here for all of us. We spend so much time trying to earn respect from other people. But the most important respect is the respect we have for ourselves. So today, ask yourself one simple question. What is one small action I can take that my future self will be proud of? It does not have to be something big. Small actions, repeated every day, can change a life. Thank you for spending this time with me. If you enjoyed this video, please explore more lessons on this channel. Together, we can improve our English and learn valuable lessons for life. Until next time, take care of yourself. Respect yourself. Value yourself. And remember, the way you treat yourself teaches the world how to treat you. See you in the next video.